Today let's take a closer look at the Taurus Millennium PT111 chambered in 9mm. First and foremost, this particular PT111 is an original Generation 1 model, which is no longer in production. It was replaced by Taurus's newer G2 model. The reason for that was a class action lawsuit, but we'll touch more on that in a few minutes. Right now let's concentrate on this particular model and discuss what it is rather than its supposed failings. These original Millennium 111 models are double action only. A long full trigger pull is required to fire the gun. To me, it's very reminiscent of how a double action revolver works, except this will allow you a second strike capability, which is sort of handy if the ammo you're shooting has particularly hard primers. In truth, the only time I ever ran across that issue was with some imported military surplus stuff. Nevertheless, pulling the trigger again allows you to smack the primer a second time. I don't know about you, but I kind of like this feature. Reliability with this Taurus Millennium has actually been great. As long as decent quality ammo is used, it functions flawlessly. This particular PT111 came with 3 10-round magazines, one of which, this one, has a pinky finger rest. I actually prefer this one because it allows me a somewhat better grip purchase with my larger hands. It appears that later magazines for G2 models all came with a pinky finger rest. Unfortunately, magazines for the G2 model don't seem to work in this earlier model, which makes finding extra magazines for this model a bit harder to do. Size-wise, the PT111 isn't a large gun, nor are similar handguns such as the Glock 26 and Smith & Wesson Shield. Nevertheless, handguns of this size are very popular for concealed carry. The Glock 26 and the Smith & Wesson Shield remain very popular, but due to the class action lawsuit, this Taurus Millennium PT111, not so much. It appears that the PT111 will still fire with the safety engaged. To actually accomplish this, you have to depress the trigger almost to the point of discharging the pistol and then engage the safety like so. If you finish the trigger pull, that's when you'll hear it trip the sear. Had there been a chambered round, it would have discharged. From what I understand, that was the issue resulting in the lawsuit. Taurus was very proactive and immediately discontinued production. Not long afterward, a redesigned Generation 2 model was released, and it has gone on to be pretty popular. You know, all of this seems to beg the question, would there have ever been a lawsuit to begin with had Taurus followed Glock's lead by not incorporating any sort of manual safety to begin with? By the way, just to be clear, the safety on this model works just fine as long as you don't stage the trigger before engaging the safety. In my opinion, if you have enough working brain cells to prevent you from doing that, I see nothing wrong with carrying it for self-defense. Nevertheless, if you have one of these Generation 1 models and are uncomfortable with it, you can always trade it in for an updated G2 model. Well, that actually pretty much sums up what I plan to say about the PT111 today. Until next time, practice often, shoot straight, and thanks for stopping by.